What's going on YouTube? I'm Pogiforce,
What's up? It's Nathan.
and this is a video duel we had today at League at Norfolk, Atlantis. I was running a Water Dark Nature.
And I was taking my first attempt at Blurple.
He,
Not the best build of it, but definitely not the worst.
my build was focused. I didn't run any chimeras. I mean, I had some chimeras, but chimeras weren't the focus. I was focusing on Cyberlords and Beastkin. Had a lot of bounce, a lot of mana, a lot of draw. Nathan was running some interesting tech choices. He only had two Gloom Hollow.
But I was running the interesting Mother Virus.
He was running Mother Virus. And it wasn't like he was running two Gloom Hollow by choice. He only has two Gloom Hollow.
Yeah,
And the most interesting tech was the Return from Beyond.
yeah, because I'm running Return from it too.
And he's running it at 2, which in the past I've only run it at 1, and having it at 2 has led to some interesting games.
And then I'm also running a 42 card deck.
Which is very abnormal for Blurple. Blurple usually keeps to the bare minimum.
But it's still running very efficiently.
Yeah. Well, sometimes.
It
lacks neurons, which means there's points where I set up a blocker wall and I'm able to stall out because he has no neuron.
Which, if I can get me some neurons, they're going in there.
Yeah.
So you won
the dice roll. I'm starting off with, I think that's a Razorhide. Maybe?
I believe so. I believe it was Razorhide. I want to say I charged a Cyber Trader.
Incidentally, my deck was 43 cards, and I'm kind of scared that once Neuron goes in, things are going to be a lot tougher. We've played a lot of matches off camera. I tend to win more than I lose, but just barely usually.
Yeah, most of the matches when the game ends,
I've got 2 or less shields, if any shields at all.
Most of the games it was ending with neither of us having shields, with the occasional one-sided blowout.
Usually for me. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. It's been a busy day already.
I got quite a few blowouts.
No, you did like once or twice, but mostly it was my deck that did the blowouts.
But really, the blowouts didn't happen that much today.
No.
We had more games where both of us were sitting with no shields at all.
Yeah. Though I completely destroyed you in the game, in the match prior to this one.
Yeah. The deck was...
I expected to completely destroy him on camera too, but it ends up not quite going that way. So far, Gigastan has been summoned, discarding stuff. I'm trying to get even here, but he's got a hand full of all the answers in the world. So I'm like, and I see the Cyber Sprite and I see the Accent. I'm like, well, next turn he'll have 5 mana, so I have him toss the Accent. The only reason why I've got 6 mana at this point is because I Razorhided and then Bronze Arm Tribe, which I actually really like as a main XL combo, because like turn 4 you jump up 2 mana and you got 6 mana, and then he returns from beyond the Gigastan. I'm like, this thing was a bitch to deal with the first time, so
it only got...
Well, watch this. This is where I do the really awesome... No, not this turn. Next turn. This is where I do the really cool thing. This turn, I just play a Gloom Hollow and pass like a wimp. I should have swung for shields. I really should have. I don't know why I didn't. Because, you would have been down to 2 shields. And what were you going to do?
Yeah, so I Logos.
Actually, I think it's because I was expecting the Medusa, because I knew you had it. And for some reason, you didn't play it.
Yeah, you had... Like, really, the only one worth doing the Medusa one was the Gloom Hollow that you just played, and I didn't really want to waste it on that.
But here I Reap and Sow, get mana out of it, and use a Bone Blades. Woo! Say, oh, you're going to just sit there with Gigastan? I'm going to kill that Gigastan. I should have swung right then, like with that guy, get the blocker out of the way. You'd either blocked or I would have had you down 1 more shield. And then another Gigastan.
Yep.
All the Gigastans in the world. And I play my own Cyber Sprite because I'm still anticipating the Medusa. I don't know why I wasn't taking a more active front there.
I believe at this point I did go ahead and go to
Medusa. And you hit the Gloom Hollow.
Yeah.
Just get it out of the way.
Yep. Medusa, got rid of
The whole
Gloom
time,
Mob.
though, in case you haven't noticed, I was digging. Just digging for Beastkin because I was not getting my Beastkin evolutions. And it was pissing me off.
And at this point, you
I
Logos.
Logos. I've got a
And
whole lot of mana. I have enough mana left over for a Flame Spike. And I try to take out the Medusa. Of course, he blocks it with the Cyber Sprite. At this point, though, Flame Spike came much too late. He came much too late.
yeah,
Normally, I have everything by turn 4, turn 5.
but this is where my deck turns around and does the nice little, hey, look, there's a
Gigabolver to
Gigabolver.
Medusa.
There's another Medusa.
I'm like,
And see,
yeah.
and the benefit is
Flame
I
Spike
am
came out
playing
way too late.
the playset of the Gigabolvers, so I can do that pretty often.
Though, ironically, you actually don't do it that much.
Because I don't seem to draw it that often, but I have the ability to.
So what do I do here? I Aqua Seneschal. And that's all I do. Incidentally, he did break a Terra Pit, so I managed to banish one of them that way. But
Yeah.
I'm still not in the best of situations. And Cyber Sprite is screeching weak. That's the downside to playing both. See,
Yeah,
there we go, screeching.
Yep.
And I'm like, my shields. And then he plays his own Cyber Sprite. Insult to injury. Oh my god.
Don't you expect that? Come on now. How can I not add insult to injury?
So I think I've got like 9 mana right now. What am I doing? I'm screeching you back, son. At this point, though, I'm in a really bad way.
And
then I Bone Blades.
The other.
And I'm like, okay, things are getting desperate. I need to go in before I lose. I need to win before I lose. Which seems to be the general mindset of Kaijudo. You win before you lose, or you just lose.
And now you're looking at the field. You're thinking you might have just.
I might actually have a chance. And then he dark scared horrible. I'm like, okay, I can still go for game next turn. And I got the 1/6 Flame Spike or something. I know I had something like that in my hand. And he drops the Dark Scared Orbital. I'm like, shit.
Yep.
He runs 2 Dark Scared Orbital in the deck.
Good card.
But they just kind of weren't an issue up till then.
It's really, I try to only play them when it's in that good position. Because, like, if I drop them earlier than that, they really never get a chance to do anything. They break the one shield and that's it. I try to use them more as a finisher for going, like, catching the person off guard, where they're like, one shield left. They're like, he can't swing for game next turn.
But this match is not a good representation of my deck at all. This match made my deck look bad. I think.
Well, I mean, your gameplay in that first round wasn't that great, but I mean, look, you're starting the game off with a prickleback.
That's because I realized that I needed to be a lot more aggressive, because your deck doesn't really build momentum till turn 5. Whereas I can get things going turn 1.
Yeah, so you went prickle.
And I had all the pricklebacks in the world.
And then turn 2 prickleback as well. So you were pretty set.
I was trying to keep the shields rolling.
Then I went
Cyber Trader. I'm like, oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Prickleback is gonna hide afterward. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I discarded the Terror Pit there because I knew that card was wasted.
I got 3 mana and I play a Logos. So I got like a 5-card hand. I'm about to break a shield. And he returns to my hand.
And at this point, I believe I actually went and got some work in with the Cyber Sprite.
Cyber Trader, you mean?
Yeah, Cyber Trader.
He summons the Seneschal and I'm annoyed by it. No, Terra Pit the Seneschal. It's like, no, you're not drawing cards today. 4 mana and I screeching. Yeah. Okay, I take it back. I actually start out really strong in this second game.
Yeah, you start out really strong here.
It's like I've had an answer to pretty much all your plays.
Then I charged mana and went.
And then there's the Gigastan. And I get mad when I see that Gigastan because I know that no matter what I do, without a direct removal, he is going to get at least 1 card off of me. So I'm like, Prickleback, and I'm just going in. I'm like, I gotta go in or I lose. And then I had the misfortune of hitting a Return from Beyond.
Which, here looking back on it, because of what I had in my hand, probably would have been better off to go with the Seneschal, but I chose to go with Cyber Trader.
You're going for Cyber Trader because of the instant draw
Yeah.
versus the Seneschal where it wasn't guaranteed.
So
And then
I discard Neptus because Neptus was not gonna be helpful. It was too slow for the current situation.
but I was in a bad way, and I don't think you Medusa. Actually, I think you Axon.
Yes, I did go Axon.
And I'm like, oh fuck. Because
And
for some reason I never suspect Axon. He makes me discard, then breaks a shield, and all of a sudden the roll has the situation is completely reversed. Momentum has reversed. But I had a Bone Blades in hand, thank goodness, and I trade with the Gigastan to just get it out of my face.
yeah, you were getting tired of the discard.
I hate Gigastan. I hate playing against Gigastan.
Now I'm trying to remember where I went after this.
Gigastan's such a menace. Dark
Yeah,
Scared
Dark
Horrible.
Scared Horrible went ahead and broke shield.
Because you're like, I'll double break next turn and do stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even remember what I did at this point. I got
You
7 mana.
Pit.
No. I'm like, I'm going to get rid of... Oh, look, it's a Medusa.
Yeah, I was like, you don't really have a choice here. Do you want Medusa A or Medusa B? So yeah, I went
Well, it was nice
scan.
to get something. Get rid of something.
So yeah, after the logo scan, trying to remember, did I play something else that turn? No, I just went in for the double break. And I believe you hit Terror Pit. No.
Yeah, no. You know what's funny, though? You did hit a Bone Blades, if I recall correctly.
Could have been.
It's funny when people do that, because it's like, you hit a blast, but it's nothing that can actually do anything for you. And I'm still digging, because this whole match, I'm just struggling for Beastkin, and I'm like, oh.
But you played such a huge nature section. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's 16 of the 43 cards is nature.
Here's where you went ahead and played Rusalka, and
because I got no shields to lose anyway, and I'm just praying you don't draw any Gigabolvers.
No, let's see here.
I don't remember what you do. I don't remember at all.
I'm down to 1 shield. It was very, very rough situation.
I knew he had the Dark Scared Orbital in hand. I knew he had a Hydra Medusa in hand. I had no blockers. And he Terror Pits the puppet.
Yeah, I was like, stupid puppet. Go
I'm half feeling like I need to throw a Dark Scared Orbital in here just for another finisher. Make it an even 44 cards. Oh, yeah, and then
the Neuron went in, and then Rusalka got game. So, yeah, game 2 went over here to Sean.
Barely. Started out real strong. I petered out very quickly once the Pricklebacks all disappeared off the field. That's the one downside of Prickleback. I really shouldn't have gone in so early, I don't think. Like, maybe take 1 shield, but I took about, like, 2 or 3. I shouldn't have done that. Because I probably gave you stuff, and I left my Pricklebacks vulnerable. I should have, like, I mean, maybe play them, but keep them out in the field so they can potentially do something later when I need to.
The thing with Prickleback is you really just have to look at your hand, and it's like, how aggressive is your hand?
Yeah. Well, it's also a matter of, like, any one drop bait. You want to try to hold it until you have the evolution in hand. Because there's so much viable removal right now that you throw anything out there, and it's safe. It's a lot safer in your hand than it is on the field.
Yeah.
And if you're using it as bait for something, it's better to just hold on to it so that way you can play it instantly to drop that evolution same turn to do a lot of work. And I think at this point we take forever to shuffle up because we wanted to make sure there's plenty of time to discuss what was happening.
It wasn't only that. Both of us had in that game going through like the majority of our decks.
Plus miserable hands. I was digging so much.
So we were trying to get the decks back separated out because we had just cards clumped up simply from playing out.
Though if I recall correctly, shuffling it up did no good for me. I still had a bad hand.
Yeah, I messed up and started looking at shields as if it were my hand, but I think that might have actually helped Sean that I had to reshuffle because the three cards that I got to look at happened to be the first one was return and the second two were terror pits. So it was about to be pretty. If those would have been if I would have looked at them and they would have actually went down the shields, three blast already in shields and all good ones. Would have been rough.
Though we did just play a game where I hit double tear pit and still won. So
Yeah, but I mean when you
there's
hit
no telling.
when you hit the double tear pit though, I made a comeback afterwards, but
For a little while.
But I didn't get the
I admit actually that was a very good comeback. Yeah, I went from having the game in the bag to almost losing. But
well, like
double tear pit is devastating, which is why when I beat Christian in that semifinals match with double tear pit, because he broke two shields with Dark Skaterable and it was double tear pit, and I won because of that. And that's not a way anyone wants to win. They don't want to win because they got stupid lucky. They want to win because they played well. But that's just a little bit of salt from last week. Last week was a weird tournament for everybody.
yeah, last week I was playing a Twilight Commander deck. And
after Commander getting it shoved in by this deck by half a dozen times, he's like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't play Commander anymore.
Well, no, we turned around and we tried the different form of Commander.
I mean, you tried tweaking it. It still didn't do well.
Because I've read some articles online and they were suggesting rather than fire, play nature. And
I don't know what my situation was, but to get to 5 mana before I even played a single creature, my hand must have really been terrible.
Well, you did remove a Seneschal.
I didn't play any creatures though.
I believe you Boneblade them.
Yeah, Boneblades. You've taken 2 shields with Gloom Hollow.
No, I took one with Seneschal.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm just hurting for Beastkin here. I'm like, come on. And I'm still digging. Still digging. Still digging.
Dig, 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 dig. Trio, trio, trio. I believe you played a Sprite.
I think that was what I did, yeah. Because I'm like, I gotta stop this constant destruction of my shields.
Yeah, I'm... The way it looks on mine is like... When I'm playing Blurple here, I'm playing it more kind of like...
And then he terror pits it just so he can keep going. Yeah. He terror pitted a Cyber Sprite. And it was actually a good play because he helps him keep momentum. Because I'm still struggling for anything at this point. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, finally I'm going to Bone Blades it and I'm going to play Seneschal.
Yeah, I was just like, gotta keep up the pressure. I was playing Blurple like it was just 100% aggro at this point. It's like, control, what's this control you speak of? This is called face punch.
Hey, you were keeping my board clear, so there's the control. Every time I'd play a creature, you'd kill it. And you just passed right there. You, like, did nothing.
It was because when I drew...
And then I Neuron, and I'm like, I'm really desperate. I'm like, I finally got bait, now give me an evolution I can use.
I believe the reason why I did was because I...
Sprite? And you're probably going to evolve it straight into Axon. Nope. That's still pretty bad too, though. I'm still fearing the Axon here, or a Medusa, or any evolution, because I've only got 2 shields and no blockers, and I got no immediate way to deal with those guys. One of my Tendril Grasps would have been nice, actually. I would have Tendril Grasped my own Neuron, but you know, I would have got rid of both of your dudes, so... Hey. I'd Terra Pit the Seneschal, because I'd rather him not be drawing cards. And like, if he's going to evolve the Trader, at least it'll bump. If he's going to attack with Trader, at least it'll bump with Bronze Arm Tribe. Still desperately digging for cards.
And at this point, I believe, is when I actually finally had a play worth actually making. I think this time I went to...
You better have a play actually worth making, because at this point, if you let it go one more turn...
I went over to Medusa.
And you're like, oh, angry faces.
So cleared the field out, took another shield. believe at this point you.
I always end up with a whole bunch of mana in these games.
I think you Terra Pitted again right here.
I don't think I had much else to go for. There's 3. No, I evolve it straight into Flame Spike and I kill the Medusa.
Yeah.
And you accidentally
Yeah.
throw your
Trader
away.
I was like, I'm stuck. See here, what did I do?
I think you play another Medusa. Either
No,
that
I think
or
I played the Dark Scared Orbital.
or you
again.
do the stupid Dark Scared Orbital trick again. I don't remember. No, you just straight Terra Pitted.
Yeah, that's right. I was just like,
I know you did that
guy.
at one point.
Where
Where you just straight Terra Pitted.
Yeah, I was just like, screw that guy. Boom, 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 boom.
And I Sprite. I think I play a whole bunch of blockers at this point. No, I evolve it. And I kill him.
Yeah, you're just
I'm
like,
you're
you're just like, vengeance is mine.
I put up a good fight here, I'm not going to lie. Even if it took me forever to get my beast
I
skin.
mean, you see, this our game is really drawn out. I'm down to 2 shields.
But I think he's got the Medusa right now. Oh, no.
No, I went Gloom Hollow Seneschal.
That's right. And if I recall correctly, I had nothing to do. I had no way to do it.
Because I didn't have enough mana to go Gloom Hollow to Medusa, I think. I think I was 1 shy.
I don't remember what I do here. I got 9 mana. It's like 1. And I'm trying to swing for game. And something. Oh, no, I remember what I did wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to force your hand. And then I swing with the wrong double breaker first. And I'm like, no! I should have swung with Sabretooth first.
Yes.
Because either way, you would have been forced to block. And I would have killed the Gloom Hollow. You would have only had 1 guy. You would have had no bait. I would have won. And I'm like, play mistakes. It all comes down to play mistakes. See, you can have the best deck in the world, but if you play like a nub... Oh, but then he had the Rusalka, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
If you play like a nub, you lose like a nub.
See, I wasn't too worried about... Because, like, I was looking at my hand and I was like, even if he does this right, I'm pretty sure I still have it.
Yeah. I didn't have... You know what I needed? Tendril Grasp. There's 2 in the deck, but they weren't showing up. I don't know. Maybe they both ended up in mana because...
It showed up every game against freaking Commander.
Did it?
Oh, yeah. Every game, you got at least one of them off.
And I think we take plenty of time here to make sure that we sign out properly. So, yeah, I ended up losing that match, but the decks are pretty even. Yeah. I made some play mistakes. He made some play mistakes. I'm sure. I don't know what his hand was there.
Now, something you didn't get to see in this match at all is the Mother Virus actually played really well in the deck as that 1-of.
Yeah, like in a match we played recently, it just kind of got in my way.
And I got to draw 2.
So what were we saying?
Something about the Mother Virus.
Something about Mother Virus is really good. It was annoying. It got in my way. It pissed me off.
It drew me like 2 cards.
The time he got to play it. He got to draw a little bit with it, but more importantly, was this really big blocker that I had to swing over because I wasn't going to waste a Terra Pit on it.
Yeah, it's special. Yeah, so it's definitely a nice card.
Yeah. I think it's time we sign out though, so because the video is about over. So that's it, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed that match. If you'd like to see more like it, be sure to subscribe. Leave a like and a favorite if you enjoyed it. Comment. Check out the social links below. And I think we will definitely be seeing you later.
Yeah, maybe do some more videos tomorrow.
All right. Do along, Judo Masters. See you later.
Peace out.